It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast show on this Monday morning. This is Expresso on SABC3. And today, a very, very important day as the world's most important climate change conference starts today in Paris, where the world leaders will try to find some form of agreement as to how to take action in preventing the world reaching a point where global warming becomes irreversible and, of course, catastrophic along with that as well. Now, with us in studio, joining us to tell us about the importance of the COP21 Climate Change Conference is head of the Global Change and Biodiversity Program at Stellenbosch University, Professor Guy Midgley. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Great pleasure.
Now, we are at a big crossroads, one feels, when we get to this COP21 conference, because it's been 20 years that the first one was initiated and we've been trying to find action. Nobody's taken any kind of action as to how do we prevent global warming from getting to that point. And some people are saying it might be too late to save the world. What do you have to say about that?
Well, we know that this year is the first year that we're going to warm by more than 1 degree since we started burning fossil fuels. Mm-hmm. So we're halfway to the 2-degree so-called safe point.
Yeah.
And even if we were to stop emissions today, we would warm by a further ½ a degree because of all the energy that's stored in the oceans.
Yes.
So we are cutting it very, very fine.
Yeah, but this is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to scare people at home, but is it too late?
Well, for some ecosystems, it possibly is too late. So for coral reefs, which are already bleaching when there are very hot years, as we have this year and next year, mm-hmm. It may well be too late for some species and for some ecosystems, but it's certainly not too late for humanity.
Yeah. And in your opinion, why has it taken so long? Because there is so much conclusive scientific evidence that there has been global warming, and it is as a result of the fossil fuels that we've been burning and the way that we've been creating and expending energy. Why is it taking these guys, and when I say these guys, I'm talking about these world leaders that I'm meeting now, why is it taking them so long to actually get to a decision that will help us to create a better world for our children in the future?
Because it's enormously complex. 190 nations, each of which have a different dependence on fossil fuel, each of which have a different vulnerability to climate change. So each nation has to make this calculation of how much will climate change affect me versus how much will switching away from fossil fuels affect me. Mm-hmm. And that calculation is different. Each country is unique.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very, very complicated calculation to make at an international level, in addition to which we've had a bunch of denialists who've been trying to sow confusion to do with the science. Mm-hmm. And that has slowed progress tremendously.
Yeah. And so is there something that we as Joe Public, anybody can do? Because it seems like it's a problem that is more effectively handled by the bigger powers out there, the people that control all of the energy companies out there. What can I as an individual do to try and help the planet, at least with my understanding and knowing that, yes, we are at a very, very critical point? What can I do to help?
Well, as we start to shift into a more sustainable set of lifestyles, people need to adopt those, mm-hmm. Things that start to become available. We need to inform ourselves. We need to stop listening to denialists who try to confuse us with poor science and incorrect facts, if there's such a thing. Mm-hmm. And as I say, adopt the sustainable living patterns that will help us get onto a sustainable pathway.
Yeah, and maybe to help us push an agenda where we are not forcing, but perhaps pushing the point even more that we need to take action. We've seen movements like Fees Must Fall that have had an effect. Is there something that we as a global citizenship can do to push these powers to take action and to take action now? Because, I mean, we don't know what kind of world we'll be leaving to our children.
Well, there have been marches all over the world yesterday, very, very powerful marches in many, many cities around the world. So people are making their voices heard. So yes, I mean, let's get informed and make sure that we make those correct choices, because there are lots of opportunities.
Yeah, I think that is the biggest thing at the end of the day, to get informed and to know how you can make your difference out there, as we said. So today, a very important day, the COP21 Climate Change Conference begins in Paris. Let us know your thoughts. Do you think that we will get to a decision by these global superpowers that will take a stand for our world in the future? Let us know on our Expresso Morning Show SABC3 Facebook page.